Hey guys, welcome to Zimaleta. In today's video, me and my wife are on our romantic date. Guess what date, guys, today is? It is February the 14th. It is actually our wedding anniversary date. We have been married for 13 years. So I kind of thought, you know what? On this special day, I will take my wife to a special place, which is a junkyard. Are you happy, honey?
Oh, very happy.
Well, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. We're gonna tour the junkyard. Before we tour the junkyard, we're gonna visit IAA type of auction. So today video is gonna be kind of like a little vlog going back and forth and stuff like that. So a lot of good information. So if you guys are somebody that likes this kind of thing, this is probably going to be an interesting video for you. And if you guys are interested in buying cars, like as a public buyer, and you want to know how to get started in that and get some ideas, then, you know, watch this video and watch it if you're like-minded, and please hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Guys, enjoy the video. I have a romantic surprise for my wife. It is a Valentine's Day, and guess what? I brought my wife with me to the car, auction, and she wants to go to the junkyard with me. So we're gonna have a good time with my wife at the junkyard. So I hope you guys enjoy that. We'll see. We're gonna try to do like a little vlog with us walking around and doing some stuff. We are looking for some parts. Now, I did forget my tools, so I also need to stop by like Harbor Tool and Freight and pick up some just basic mechanical tools that I will need to remove a headlight. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a Nissan Rogue headlight. That's what we're going to be picking up. So guys, please join me, and we are at LKQ, guys. Let's go ahead and pay it to get in. It costs $3 to get in here, guys. That's all. It's like a theme park ride, right? Well, guys, take a look at my wife's stamp. Basically, that means we paid. So if we need to leave, we can always come back because we already paid for the theme park ride at a junkyard. $3 a person. Guys, there's only one Nissan Rogue. Look how rare they are. So I actually said, look up anything that matches up, and that's what they got. So we are looking for row 28 space 16. We are at, this is, I don't know, row 17, 18. So basically we're headed in the right direction. It won't be too long. I think possibly it's gonna be like to the left over here. Yeah, I think so. So we should be able to find it. So this kind of gives me an idea, guys, when it comes to parts. Some cars are just rare, and I think Nissan Rogue is like one of those cars. So I will actually pick up some parts if I see some, and then maybe get some ideas, maybe like for next time, because I really don't have all the tools with me. But I'm hoping that I could at least buy a headlight. Now guys, if you pull the parts yourself, you will save a ton of money because you don't have to pay somebody to pull that part for you. Now, if you don't pull the part yourself and you just basically order at LKQ, they'll sell it to you for a lot more expensive. They could even deliver it to your shop. Oh guys, check out this crane. So here's space 28, and look at this crane, guys. This is actually really cool that we get to see this right here, because this crane is used for pulling out engines, which is kind of cool. This is what I need, like for my grassy type of land, because it's got some tires, you can see some spares. If I could build something like this, I could just roll this around and pull off engines for my cars in my yard. So let's continue, guys. So we have space 16. So the car is going to be somewhere in the back. So honey, how you like the trip so far? It's good, huh? Guys, it's such a good day today. It is really beautiful. It is sunny. It is like 49 degrees, a little bit chilly, but it's like a good type of feel weather, you know. I definitely feel good like walking around like right now. So let's see if we could find a Nissan Rogue here. So it should be somewhere on this side. and I don't see it. Hey guys, here's another idea. Like, you take like one of these carts and you can actually build one, but if you have an engine you're gonna need to like roll out, you can just use like one of these carts here and roll it out. Simple but elegant. So you got a whole steering wheel column over here. So I think it'd be really easy to make one. So perfect for transmissions and engines, maybe rear differentials. Guys, we are at the imports type of row, so we got to look for a row 28, and the rows are counting down from 35 to 34, and we got to have row 28, and that's where we're going to see our Nissan Rogue. Row 28 starts with this beautiful classic Jaguar that probably has many problems, but this was like one of the most expensive models. Usually Jaguar parts are very expensive. Seems like this has got a lot of parts on it, which is kind of cool. But well, we got the old Nissan here. By the way, my wife loves this place. Yeah, she said she don't care where to walk, as long as she gets to walk somewhere, she's happy. So we have row 16 or space 16. Okay, and I could already see that blue is Nissan Rogue. So the rear tail lights is missing, we got the tailgate is missing, bumpers missing. So right away I could tell if I list these parts for sale, which I do have them, chances are I'm gonna have some clients. So we also have a couple doors here. I'm gonna ask these guys how much the doors cost, because these are nice doors here. And let me see here, we got these two doors here as well. That's kind of cool. Slightly damaged, but this is exactly same doors that I need for my Nissan Rogue, because I also have a 2010 Nissan Rogue. So who knows, if these doors are good price, it might be a good idea to pick these doors up and actually have those. That way I could keep my silver doors for the silver Nissan Rogue. So let's take a look at this front end here. So not being lucky today, we don't have the lights. We only have the front radiator support, this section here, and then there's another portion that bolts on over there. Now that's missing. It does have a radiator. It seems that that's not a radiator, that's a condenser. There's no radiator in here. So this engine seems like somebody already removed the catalytic converter. There is an alternator here and some other parts. Fender is gone. So this fender's here. You know, that's not bad. There's actually quite a bit of parts on here. I know one thing is, last time I checked, these doors, one Junkyard had them for $400 a piece. So I bought a whole Nissan Rogue at an auction for $1,000 with all the fees, and basically I had, you know, all the doors for myself. Now I wonder if this window is busted or not, because it seems like they had tape on it and this window's not up. So possibly this window is just down there somewhere. It could be busted. It's something I have the extra window and all the parts for the door. So it looks like the airbag is missing. Now this seat is the same seat as my 2010 Nissan Rogue. It appears that airbag is good on this one. So if I need airbags, so that's good. And well, they really don't sell airbags here, so I really wonder why this one's missing. I would need curtain airbags, and these seems to be good, but they would not really sell those. But the seats are okay, so I want to find out how much the seat cost and these doors. So anyways guys, I'm done with looking at the Nissan Rogue. I do have some questions for them, but now we're just gonna take a look at some cars, do some commentary and stuff like that. So look what I found. I found this Mercedes E-Class. I'm very surprised. The lights are here. These are really expensive Hanon type of lights. Now the fender is intact, both lights. This fender's good, both of these doors good, that door's good. We got a good trunk here. This light is missing. This light is okay. It does have like a little scratch here. It even has this wheel here. But basically, let's say if I would be buying one of these cars, at least I would know that such a car is here. You know, and also looking at some of these lights, perhaps I could remove them and maybe like sell them on like an eBay, because chances are the lights are only going to cost like $27-30 a piece. So that would be kind of interesting. So let's, I guess, walk around. We're just gonna quickly browse, you know, to see like what's here. I mean, we paid, right? So might as well. So we have a lot of Hondas here. Seems like a bunch of lights available for Hondas. We have a nice Volkswagen Golf here. Both of the lights intact. I remember when these things were at the dealership, brand new. So the doors are there, trunk is there, both rear tail lights, quite a bit of stuff, rims, again, door. I'm surprised some of these parts are here. It almost like tells me that, like, what, there's no competition to sell on eBay some car parts, because I know some of these parts, they go for a lot of money. One of the good things would be to do is, if you're selling like on eBay, just to see what's sold, and then just buy stuff that's sold and for what money, because some of the stuff is like money makers, like lights. So this is a Jaguar here, not that popular of a brand. This is when Ford took over, and it is not a very high quality made Jag. Well, they were really never quality, and you could even tell by these doors, like, wow, like so crappy. Interior is not very exciting, but a lot of parts are here, definitely. So here's an Acura with some really faded out lights, but at least they're intact. These Acura TLs, they go for cheap, bunch of parts on them. Looks like we have another E-Class. One light is missing, that one's there. Let's see, I'm not sure if any connector's broken on that one. It seems like they're intact. Let's see, the doors are still here. Let's see if the lights are there. So we have this light, which is actually in decent shape. This is actually not a E-Class. Thought it was, but it's not. This is a C, so it's a little bit away. So it looks like we have a BMW grill there. It's probably like lightly damaged. Volvo. These lights look pretty nice. Very nice car. This is a weird car. Looks like somebody painted their rims red, probably plasti dipped. That's what they look like. Yeah, very cool finds. So let's see, here's nice looking lights on at least that one, but not this one here, from this Jetta. Some of this stuff goes for a lot of money, guys. I know, because I had a Volkswagen Jetta. Some of these grills, they end up breaking and then you need them. Seems like this is a one-piece type of grill that's all broken up. Possibly it's a 3 pieces, but it's kind of hard to tell. It's all been zip tied up. Fog lights are still there. I think what I'm going to be doing, guys, is a lot of times it's just going to be like bargain hunting. I know if I was here, chances are I'll be pulling out these lights here. This is a nice Mercedes here, so maybe like a Mercedes badge, get that. You know, these wheels are AMG. Wow, AMG wheels. So possibility I would get some wheels. Looks like a bird nest here. What? No, somebody took it off-roading. So this light is here. It appears to be the connector is broken on that light, probably why I did not sell. And then there's like nothing else over here. So Lexus. So here's a pretty nice little Lexus. Lights are still intact. So I would be pulling stuff off like that, because some people, they really keep these cars and they end up replacing parts. And when the vehicles get like, you know, 5 to 8 years old and beyond, you know, the longer they keep them, the more parts they need. And some of these cars are worth fixing, like this Toyota Camry here. Chances are somebody buys this at the auction, they need some parts, they're gonna have it. I see there's a trunk there. I actually needed a trunk for one of these when I actually bought one. My trunk was damaged. So definitely very cool. So here's like a Honda Civic with some, looks like painted black type of lights. Possibly could be buffed out. It's got like a nice Henon type of a light in it. Maybe these are aftermarket, who knows. A lot of people, they upgrade their Civics, but I think, you know, probably you could make some money on those. Here's some nice lights on this Volvo here. Seems like it's not damaged. I'm surprised how many lights are still intact. Some of these cars are popular. It almost makes me question, like, a junkyard like LKQ still has these. How hot are these items to begin with? You know, it makes me really question a lot of this stuff, because you might be buying some cars to part out and really nobody really needs the stuff. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff is like really old. Like here's a really old Lexus. It used to be popular back in the day, but not anymore. I remember when this thing came out, this Honda, I was considering buying it. I remember the dealer was telling me, you know, if you look at it from the side, it looks like a Lexus. I'm thinking, nope, looks like a Honda. It is nice. Very reliable type of cars. Surprised at how many cars they have their lights. Very surprised. So it almost makes me think that some of these cars are less popular to actually fix. Maybe this is why they still are, you know, here and not sold out. This camera I already seen. So I'm gonna try to look at some other type of rows that I haven't been on. Like here's a row with some cars. I see a Nissan Murano back there. I actually have one of those. That car I'm going to be parting out, but my idea is to actually buy similar type of car and use the parts that I have, so that I will not actually waste a lot of money in unknowns. Now this is an all-wheel drive, mine is not. These tires are not in good shape. Let's see what the interior looks like. This is like one of those cheap interiors, but the doors are fine. Let's check out the front. Everything is still here. I wonder why these grills are like that. Like mine is very similar, like that chrome. It basically just, you know, leaves its place. So this is nice to know that there's a lot of these parts here. If somebody's interested, like in selling some stuff, I think it would be a really cheap way to try to start an eBay business, just to go to a junkyard, pull some popular parts like lights, grills, you know, stuff that break all the time, you know, like all kinds of switches and stuff like that. I definitely am considering doing that. Mainly what I'm trying to do is just buy a whole car at the auction, and buy another one like it, make one car out of two. Whatever's left over, I end up just listing, and whatever doesn't sell, I end up still buying like another car with parts remaining, and then just take those, install them. Look at this RX-7 here. Wow, a rotary engine, lights are still intact. This is actually a really cool car, guys. You see this door? This is actually a door. When you actually open this up, there's actually a hinge back here. You could actually open this door like this. This is a very cool car. I actually would like to own one day. Mazdas are very upgradable cars. Seems like this is a RX-8 that's possibly, these lights has been aftermarket, possibly, but maybe this is original. It's got a keyhole, who knows. I'm really not sure. This is 2004, if they came with clear lights in the back or not. Possibly that was the style back then. So we have some of these, an old Nissan 300. These are classics now. I'm surprised at how much parts are available on this. Like some people are really hanging on to these, so I'm thinking possibly some of these parts are hot. As ugly as this thing looks, Nissans, those Nissans are collectible actually. So pretty much all of this Jags stuff is intact. I'm not sure how popular that stuff is, but I could imagine probably somebody wants it. So we have another Mercedes. This looks like a C-Class. Really not sure. That's a C230 compressor. What is this? Interesting. That's like a, looks like a big light or something. So the doors here, most of the front end stuff is gone. This light is still intact. It's kind of faded out. Still a lot of parts left over. So here's another Mercedes. I'm really not a fan of this one. These E-classes were kind of ugly for the day, but man, I'm very surprised how much stuff is left over on some of these cars that I thought were popular, and maybe they're not. Like the Nissan Rogue's pretty much all taken apart. So that makes me think that maybe that's a little bit more popular of a car, but then you look at like a Nissan Murano, and that is not. Now I'm wondering is like the shape of the Nissan Rogue light looks very similar to this Nissan Maxima, you know, type of light. It's got a very similar type of styling. I almost wonder if that same light would fit, because this would actually be a pretty nice little upgrade. Just wonder if the form factor would be similar or not. Well, anyways, I've taken a picture of one of those lights. I do want to compare, just, you know, for the picture, just to see if the form factor is similar. I mean, I cannot imagine that they want to really change things up. It's like almost like the Toyota Camry light and the Lexus light. It's the same shape, but the Lexus light looks way different, and it looks like it's not going to fit, but it's basically the same type of light. It's just what they do with the light that really what counts. So, I mean, I would think lights like from this Acura would be sold. Apparently they're not. Here's another Mazda. This is a 6, I believe. Everything is here. These are nice lights again, so like Hanon type of lights. They're not sold. Same thing for the back. Somebody debadged this. So let's go further and take a look at some of these cars. Let's see here. Oh, here's a Civic. This was a popular old favorite when I was like 18 years old, year 2000s. Volkswagen Jetta, taken apart. I used to have one of these. Very fun little car if you have a turbo version, 1.8 turbo. Let's see. Another Nissan. Surprised how much they are intact. You know, possibly, you know, maybe somebody's just going to the junkyard to get mechanical parts, because a lot of the stuff is taken apart. Makes me question things, because when you start in like a junkyard business, and you might go through all the effort taking a car apart, storing the stuff, and then possibly nothing's gonna sell, because after all, look, so many cars here, but they're lightly taken apart, very lightly, and they have the room to actually do it. Let's see, Toyota Avalon. Okay, what is this here? This car looks nice. Oh yeah, this is one of those nice Volkswagens. This is a CC. I really like the interior on these. Honey, look how nice the seats look. Look how beautiful the seats are. Like inside, look. They're just like so nice. I'm not sure what this CC was selling for, but the Phantom, when those came out, those were like $90,000. Very crazy expensive. Oh, I want to actually head down to this area here. Oh, here's a Subaru.
Y'all YouTubers?
Yes.
What's your channel?
This is our first romantic date
Okay.
at the junkyard on Valentine's Day.
Well, y'all have
Hey guys, just got a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. What's your name?
Aiden.
Aiden. Thank you, Aiden.
No problem. Y'all have a good day.
Always nice. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Oh yeah, you too.
Hope you find what you're looking for.
Definitely.
I didn't, but I'm good.
Well, what are y'all looking for?
I'm looking for a Nissan Rogue headlight,
Okay.
like a left one. I actually sold mine, But now I'm thinking about repairing that car.
Okay.
You know.
I saw y'all looking at the Jaguars. That's what I'm going after today.
Really? You're going after the Jaguar?
Yeah.
By the way,
I actually have one over in the parking lot right now.
I was actually wondering how popular are these Jaguars nowadays. Like, are you looking like one of those?
No. If you're gonna get a Jaguar, get either the S-Type R or the X-Type. The X-Types are some of the most reliable cars ever.
X-Type?
They're off of the Ford Mondeo platform.
Really?
So they're extremely reliable.
Is this kind of like that roundish type of grill?
No, that's the S-Type.
That's the S-Type. So
The
that's not
X-Type-
reliable?
The X-Type, well, the S-Types are.
Okay.
They've got a lot of problems with the EGR and things like that. But
So you're restoring yours?
I am. I have an 03 Jaguar X-Type, and it's only got 89,000 miles on it.
By the way, I just recently started going to the junkyard. It's all the parts, like headlights, price the same?
It usually is. It depends on what type of headlights you're buying. Whether you're buying, more expensive headlights like the HIDs versus the regular halogen bulbs.
Sure. What do you expect to pay for yours?
Today I'm expecting to walk out under $25 because I'm mainly just pulling wheel lug nuts, things like that.
Oh, wheel nut luck. Yeah.
I haven't really found what I'm looking for because I got here late to the game. Most of these X-Types have been out here a while and they're harder to find cars.
I see, like, mainly all the Jaguars that I came across, they're still well put together.
Oh, definitely.
So you should be okay. Like, the Nissan Rogue was pretty much taken apart, so I'm thinking,
Okay.
maybe a little bit more popular.
Okay. What is that one over there? The blue one? Is it was it XJ8?
Yeah,
Okay.
seems like it.
Looks like it's a good
I'm
one.
not a really good at Jaguar, type of person, but
Oh yeah.
I believe that's what that one was when I looked at it.
Worst case parts for Jaguars, they sell for crazy amounts of money on eBay. So if I find some,
That's what I'm thinking about, like pulling some parts for eBay.
do it.
I'm like wondering, why, I'm thinking about pulling them out for eBay, but why are they still on the, is there nobody doing eBay,
Well, here
local?
in Charlotte, I guess the scrap yards fill up full of cars because they're wrecking them because traffic, Charlotte traffic.
So that's probably why there's just like so much of them here.
There's so many quantities, and I haven't seen a whole lot of Jaguars here in Charlotte. I moved down like 6 months ago. So
Really?
I haven't seen a lot of Jaguars.
I'm
here.
thinking, I'm wondering, like, if I get some of these lights and I'm thinking, like, they're not selling here, like, how well am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they're cheap though if you pull them yourself.
They really are cheap.
Like, I actually deal with a lot of like Mercedes type of stuff,
Okay.
and I found these parts to be really cheap here.
So you're familiar with the S600 and the bigger Mercedes?
I am familiar with the mainly diesels, like the
Okay.
Mercedes Sprinters. That's what my channel is
Oh, yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
But guess what? The transmission that Sprinter uses
Oh yeah.
has been used in Mercedes since like 1995.
Really?
And most people, they really don't know that. But man, I could go here and I could get that transmission. I can't remember, probably like 180 bucks, 200.
Oh, that's a deal. Yeah.
I can't get a torque converter for that
Why not?
online.
Oh,
It'd be
yeah,
like
yeah,
way
yeah.
more expensive, like at least 150 for a torque converter. And I
So
don't know if it's gonna come together with a torque converter, but that's probably gonna be like an extra like 20-40 bucks.
Definitely.
But it's like well worth it. Bellhausen is gonna be different.
Yeah.
But then if you have, Sprinters, they have a lot of miles. They really rank.
They do.
Like I have Sprinters
Unless
like
they
a
catch
million
fire,
miles.
they've got.
Yeah, and those transmissions, they have a lot of miles on them, so I could just pull the old one off,
Right.
stick a new Bellhausen in there for 200 bucks. I have a transmission.
That's a deal.
It is.
I also use Copart, which is one of the they sell auction cars.
Really?
Salvaging.
Do you
clean
buy
cars.
at Copart?
I do buy at Copart.
Are you a
bought
dealer?
2 cars at Copart. No, I'm not. I let my
public?
dealer's license lapse, so I'm public now.
Are you in? You're out of Charlotte.
I am.
I'm a Monster dealer. I've taken the class, but I'm out of
Okay.
South Carolina, and
Okay.
at least for the certificate, it doesn't expire. So I've taken a class,
Okay.
so I'm good with that. But I have a IAA.
Oh, you shop at IAA. Okay.
I don't know, like, what's better, IAA or Copart?
Copart can get sketchy sometimes compared to IAA, which is all. IAA has been around for longer, so
Yes.
they sort of know what they're doing more than
And they
Copart.
seem like they've been really having some nice changes with the IAA.
Definitely,
They have
definitely.
more changes coming.
To me, IAA just runs their business cleaner, and it's more efficient.
Yes, I definitely noticed that. I really don't know much about Copart, but I have some friends that buy at Copart all the time. I don't know what the public fee to be there in Copart. What is it, like 200
Public
bucks?
fee.
Or it's a public.
on
What do you
public
pay?
clean titles for me usually right around 400.
400 per year?
400. But it depends on
Really?
what you're buying too. So the tacked on fees.
Oh no
per
no
sale.
no no! You're talking about the fee.
Oh, membership fee.
Membership fee.
Membership fee.
That fee you're talking about is about 400.
I'm usually using a broker, so I usually am able to bypass Copart
Fees?
but I think they're like $250 a year, like you were saying.
But you're okay. So you don't have like a public buyer.
No. I go through Auto Bidmaster.
Gotcha.
I use a broker.
So that costs about like 200, 250.
It does.
Yeah,
It tacks on a little bit extra, but I have resell every one of my rebuilds. So
yes.
That Jaguar I've got.
You rebuild a lot of cars?
I've rebuilt 12.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do not.
You should start one.
I should.
People that rebuild stuff, you'd be surprised. Like, I mean, they have like so many views. My channel is doing okay, and that's probably because I have a variety of different content.
Definitely.
But those people that stick with the cars, man, they blow up.
Yeah, 1 year later, they're rebuilding Ferraris
so
and Lamborghinis.
Definitely message me if you're gonna be checking out my channel. Message me or something. If you have any questions about like YouTube, you know, whatever, you could just like email me at zimaleta@gmail.com.
Definitely.
And I could maybe give you some tips how to start a YouTube channel.
And if y'all are around the junkyards, I've got a bunch of guys here in our underground car network here in Charlotte that be glad to help you out with a video sometime. I mean, I've got
what do you mean?
Well, I've got a guy that owns a Maserati, another guy that owns a Lamborghini. We're all big car guys, and we do
I'm a car guy too.
auto rework. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we should exchange numbers right away. Hey guys, just made it to IAA auction. Let's go ahead and actually go inside. This is a car auction for like normal dealers, but it's also open to the public. And right now, I am public. So if you guys are wondering how you could buy cars and like what is the process of actually going to the auctions and stuff like that, well, stay tuned, because in this video I'm getting ready to explain all of those type of things. And then also in today's video that I left basically last night, Michael, one of my viewers, has left me a comment. He says basically that, you know, he's basically driving, listening to some, you know, good music and stuff. And I guess he's wondering how he could actually do this. And, you know, he probably thinks that he can't. But guess what, Michael? You can do it as well, because today we live in information age. And while you're driving, you could be totally away. But guess what? There's online bidding. And if you're okay with buying a car that you haven't looked at, you could simply buy online. That's actually what I used to do. It costs like $39 as an internet fee. I guess they probably do that because it's convenient. But you don't have to really be there. If you just need a car for parts anyways, that's probably like a good thing. But if you become a car dealer, it's even easier. And I'll explain how that works. Hey guys. Just got some bad news, and this is probably why you should actually try to call in first. This specific auction, they're so backed up with titles. DMV in North Carolina, which this is Charlotte, they're so backed up. They owe them 3,000 titles, and they said they can't sell the cars without titles, so they got cars everywhere. So right now, the dealership is closed to the public, whether you're a dealer or not. So at the time of actually purchasing a car, they'll let you in on Monday, but you'll pretty much be buying a car that you haven't seen. That is the case, which is unfortunate. So you won't be able to really see exactly what's wrong with it. And they said most of the time, they're just not even driving the cars up there. They'll just, you know, call the car number or whatever, and they just auction it off. So that makes things even worse, because now you're not gonna know if the car is starting. You're not gonna know if you got any hidden type of damages that you might need to be aware of. So that really complicates things. But never fear. Today we're actually gonna head down to a different type of auction, a little bit ways away. I gotta drive another hour. It is a Concord auction in Concord, North Carolina, and they're gonna be open at 12 noon, and right now it's like 8:30 or something. And the same thing, this one also opens up at 12 for the public viewing on Friday, and the auction is on Monday. It's on Monday here, which starts at 8 in the morning, which is in Charlotte, but the Concord one will start at 1 o'clock. So it's kind of cool if you were not unlucky, let's say, and buying a car at 8 o'clock, you know, through I guess 10 or 11 when they're going to be done, I guess, auction off 290 cars. Then you could just simply go to Concord and pick up a car down there. So that is kind of cool, because you sort of have like two choices. Now, I want to tell you another thing. If you are a public buyer, you are limited to only buying public cars, which is out of 290 cars that are available for everybody, 279 of those cars public can buy. So that means pretty much you could buy just about anything, except some of the goodies only the dealer's gonna get those, and that's where the dealers are at, you know, some of those good cars. But I noticed this, guys, public buyers, they also have a lot of cool cars, because half of the time they're not even like that damaged. And I think I know what's going on with that is they're hoping that public buyers are going to be like a normal type of buyer that just wants to pick up a car for himself to go to work, you know what I mean? And that's why the car is just maybe missing a bumper, maybe needs a light, you know, stuff like that, maybe just like a slight, you know, door damage, where you could pretty much still drive the car, you know, it's not gonna be perfect, but at the same time it's not going to cost you arm and a leg, you know what I mean, guys? Now, another thing I do want to mention, because I know what you might be thinking, can you bring a friend if you do have a $200 public buying type of license? Yes, you can, but guess what? It's gonna cost your friend $75 to come to the auction with you. Also, I want to let you know another thing. You can bid on cars without physically being at the auction. You could pretty much be in any type of state, and you could be bidding in cars in North Carolina or even in your state, and you could just bid through online. But here's the thing. Yes, it is convenient, especially if you're maybe like a driver, you're an expediter like Mike earlier mentioned in this video. He is mainly driving, and he can't really go to the auction, let's say in his state, and buy a car. Well, he can bid online. So if you have like a laptop with you, you can pretty much do like a live auction bid, and I'll show you guys how that works in a future video, which I'm gonna film this process on Monday, live bidding through my laptop. I might even consider, well, actually, not only that I will consider, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna be filming this auction screen on my computer at home, but I'll physically be at this auction, and then from this auction I'm gonna drive on Monday to Concord auction, and the cars that we're gonna look at today at Concord auction, we're going to be you know, looking at what they're gonna be going for physically at the auction. So I would like to attend both of these auctions, or at least one of them, but at the same time I'm gonna be recording at home, you know, what the cars are going for, in case, you know, you guys want to find out just how that works in itself. Now, speaking of bidding online, yes, it's convenient, and for that there is a fee, which is $39 internet buying fee for each car that you purchase. So if you're gonna be buying even like one car and it's like an hour away, you're better off just driving there and taking a look at the car before you buy it, you know, even if it's on the auction day itself, because if you come a little early, maybe you could do a little viewing before the auction start, who knows. But right now, this auction is so packed with cars, you know, you're really not allowed to really go back there. So we're gonna be driving to Concord auction, but before we get to the Concord auction, I need to stop by the LKQ. And if you're interested in buying cars and stuff like that, as a public buyer, this information will be helpful. Now, in the state of South Carolina, where I'm from, you're not allowed to buy as a public buyer. See, my state does not allow it, but I'm very lucky that I live next to North Carolina and I can buy it here. But there are some loopholes, as always. Not only that you could buy cars as a dealer or public, you could also buy it as a scrapper, and you could buy it as a business. And for business, according to what they said, all you need is your business license. Well, I do have my business license. I don't have it with me right now. So I'm going to be upgrading my membership to a business so that I can bid, you know, cars in South Carolina as a business. Because guess what, guys? Here's a strategy. I always have a strategy behind something. Because this is North Carolina and this is Charlotte, there's a lot of people here. So chances are a lot of people are going to be attending this auction because it's really convenient, especially the public. Not only that, public is going to be going here from North Carolina, but since some people cannot bid in South Carolina, they're going to be driving here as well, just like I did. That means auction is going to be packed, there's going to be a lot of money going around, and cars are going to be going for a lot of money. But that happens when public is involved, because here's what happens. Public, generally, they're not like car flippers. Some people are, and in that case, you have like nothing to be feared of. But here's what happens, guys. Most of these people, they want a car to drive to work, right? So when they get into an auction, they know like this car is worth like $5,000 on Craigslist. So they're gonna be bidding this car up to like $3,000, $4,000. They're gonna think they still got a good deal. when a dealer would probably only pay like $1,000 for the car, $500. You know what I mean? So if the public is involved, prices are always going to be higher, and I bet the dealers really hate that. I know I would. But in South Carolina, you don't have that issue. You only have dealers, so you're gonna have professionals basically at the auction. So when that happens, that means cars are gonna be going for a lot better deals in South Carolina. So here's the strategy. As a dealer, you can go buy cars in South Carolina, then take them to North Carolina and resell them here for an auction, higher price to the public. You know, so that's kind of like an easy flip. Yeah, you're only gonna probably make a few $100s, maybe like $500 on top, maybe a little more. But then you have to keep in mind there's auction fees involved as well for selling the car. That's something to consider. But if you have a good quantity, let's say like 5-10 cars that you're buying each week, and you send it to a different car auction, that could be a pretty nice little payday, as much as $10,000, maybe more or less, to even $5,000. That'd be like really, really good. So that is some good strategy right there. Now guys, I do have my dealership certificate, okay, in South Carolina, which does not expire. I got this like 2 years ago, and only now I am finally getting around to actually considering becoming a car dealer. Before I become a car dealer, I want to get my feet wet again and buy and sell some cars, test the market, and then apply for my car dealership license, which shouldn't be too difficult. The only downside is there is a fee, which is going to be possibly around $500 per month, maybe like $600 every single month that I have to pay just to maintain my dealership license, which would be a little bit of a nuisance. But that being said, if I'm able to flip cars and sell them easy, that's probably going to be like a, you know, I guess a cheap price to pay. But that being said, guys, once I become a car dealer, I can buy cars for anybody, basically. I will not be limited. That means if you guys are interested in the car and you're trying to buy one for like a really good deal, you could pretty much just pay me my dealer fee, which would probably be like $150 to $200 for me to buy a car for you. It's actually going to be like $200, excuse me. That's what everybody charges. And I will go take a look at that car for you. If this is in my state, that will be included, and then I could just bid the car for you online, or I could bid it in, you know, by physically being there. But to be physically at the auction, I will charge more because I'm physically at the auction. But it's also going to save a few bucks because there's going to be like no internet fee. But if we already taken a look at the car and we already know what's going on, there's no reason to physically be at the auction unless you're really ready to pick up the car, because if you're not going to win for that price anyways, what's the purpose of me being on there? You're not going to win anything, right? And I'm just going to waste my time as well. So that's why I would have to charge like $100 extra to actually attend the actual auction that same day. So it'll be like $300 to attend. Let me know if this is something that would be interesting to you. But at the same time, look, I just let you know how you could be buying cars as a public buyer, and it costs $200. So you could be doing it yourself. So you can buy as many cars as you want with that, you know. So, but not everybody wants to buy and sell cars. Some people just want to have a good car and a good deal. The advantage of buying a car through me as a car dealer, I would be buying at the dealer's auction. You see, where dealers only buy, not public, that means I'm going to be able to save you money because I'll pick up a car for a lot cheaper. So by giving me like $300, $200 to $300, depending if I attend or not, you're going to be saving actually maybe like $500 or more, because you know, you're not going to be dealing with public. You're going to be dealing only with dealers, and you're going to be getting the dealer type of price, not overpaying for something. And to leave you guys a good example, I bought a Nissan Rogue here at this very auction, 2008 Nissan Rogue. I paid around, I think like, I can't remember exactly, I think $1,400, like a winning prize, and about $1,800 once I actually won, and I paid with fees here. And that was a 2008 model with like 187,000 miles, okay? And then I bought 2010 Nissan Rogue for $700, and with fees and everything, it was about like $1,000 at South Carolina, at dealer-only auction. So that is the difference between, you know, you buying you know, like you know, at a dealer only auction, or you buying it like, you know, without a public. That was like almost like 2 times less expensive. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, guys, I've also anyways, guys, I just got stopped by a manager from filming. He was like super nice, and you know, he just wanted to make sure, like, you know, see like what I'm doing and stuff like that. A lot of places you really can't film. There is, you know, some exceptions to every rule. Actually was not really breaking any. I'm kind of like way at the back of the parking lot, and I guess depending on like what you're doing, they're either going to be okay with it or not okay with it. In my instance, it was kind of okay. You know, they just kind of like want to know what's going on. Like if somebody's filming like without asking, obviously they're not gonna like that. And I know like in the loading area, like a little bit like to my right, a little bit to my left, they don't like any filming at the loading area. And then actually at actual auction, like where you get to walk around, they're saying that this particular auction you really can't like test drive these cars. You could look at them. You're not supposed to start any cars, and if you are trying to start cars like particularly that you're interested in, you can ask them if you could start them, and then they'll tell you if you can or not. And a lot of times somebody will need to like supervise you. So the reason being is a lot of these cars, they might, let's say like they're a little bit damaged, right? Like maybe fluids have all leaked out of there or whatever, and they don't want to like overheat these cars or damage them further. You know, that's why they are against people starting them. And then another reason is a lot of times people, they start up a car and they just leave it there, and the car runs all night. And they said they even had cars catch on fire because you know, people left them on, and all the fluids leaked out of them, and basically just messes up the car. So that is actually a good thing, because I mean, would you want to be bidding in the car that you have taken a look at and you're like thinking, man, everything's good, battery's working, car is fine, when you take a look at it, and then you bid on it like on Monday, for some reason that car's dead, and then you're wondering like what happened there, you know? So that is kind of like a good thing, that somebody is just not going to come in there and really mess things up for you. So anyways, guys, we're done with the junkyard. This is going to be the only thing we film for today, guys. We're not going to go to Concord, IAA, because it's a little bit too far away, and we're a little bit we don't have enough time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to our channel.
My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.